Hi everybody, welcome to A Pop of Culture. I am your host, the Esoteric and Facetious, and I am back with another video essay podcast. And if you are new, A Pop of Culture is a video essay podcast on social justice, the human experience, and pop culture from a Black, bisexual, millennial perspective. Everything, and I mean everything, I say should be taken with a grain of salt, as I'm simply a college student with a recording device and access to the internet. However, with that being said, my youth should not be your sole reason to critique my views unless it's truly relevant. With that being said, the topic of this video is going to be the downfall of Twitter activism. Trigger warning for mentions and discussion of sexual assault. Okay. With that being said, before I get into the topic of the video, I just want to advertise my cover channel. I have a cover channel, A Pop of Culture Sings, which I will be linking in the cards of this video, the description, and it's the only channel as of now that is listed in my channel section. And on that channel, I sing covers that are throwback R&B, contemporary R&B, whatever I'm feeling, whatever you're feeling. So if you want to be down like Brandy, if you are down with the click like Aaliyah, R.I.P., then definitely feel free to check that channel out. But getting back to the topic of this episode, the topic of this episode is going to be the problem of Twitter activism. So I'm going to be providing a personal anecdote, and then I'm going to be providing a tweet that I saw that really promoted this video. So I was talking to my sister a few months back, and she told me basically that at her university that there was this Twitter page that had been opened up, and basically this Twitter page was going to be a space where people who were victims or were self-reported victims of assault by men, or I guess by people in campus, and the trend was that it was men, that these people were going to have a space where they could speak about the assault that they faced, and they could let people know, hey, keep an eye out on Johnny over there, because Johnny invited me out, and he pressured me to drink, or maybe he drugged me, or he did this or he did that, so keep an eye, like Johnny did this to me and I don't want anybody else to do it, or Johnny, that type of thing. Or basically it was going to be a place online where if there were individuals who did questionable things or who did things they shouldn't have done, that they would be held accountable, so that basically nobody would be hurt, or less people could be hurt, and people could just navigate the campus with a little bit more knowledge than they had before. So when I was talking to my sister about this, I had some mixed feelings about it, because I was glad that people had this space to speak on horrific things that potentially happened to them. I was happy, like, great, they have a space. But the thing that concerned me was this was going to, as far as I know, it was going to be a unofficial account. So the people who would be running the account wouldn't necessarily have the resources to do anything about it. And I guess my thing is, if somebody has these things done to them, it is their choice on if they want to, pursue charges, and there's a lot of different things that go into that. So I guess my thing is, that's ultimately the victim's choice if they want to go forward with their story. But I guess my concern was, if I was assaulted, then I feel like, I don't know if random college people on a Twitter account, I'm going to feel safe enough to share my story to them, and feel like I can trust. I think that's my thing, my concern with these kind of unofficial forums and stuff, because first and foremost, I feel like when we're talking about these situations like these, it's very important for us to try to, I feel like it can be good to get professionals involved, because they're going to know the language to talk to, where they can affirm that person, they can affirm that experience, because these things can be very traumatizing. So a professional, I feel like, is going to have may have the language, they may have the know-how, they may be able to even just show different options, because sometimes people may feel like, okay, I just have, okay, then if I tell somebody, then we're going to have to go to the police, or we're going to have to do this, or we're going to have to do that. But I feel like a professional may know, okay, these are some options, and these are all the options you have in front of you. So maybe a person can seek help, and they can seek, resources for help, even if they don't want to, necessarily start a case against somebody. So I guess for me, the thing I would say, my first concern with this whole Twitter situation was, as I said, a lack of professionals. And like I said, so these professionals may not be able to have the right language. They may not have access or knowledge of resources that could be beneficial to people. So now let's get to my second concern. And this is a thing that a lot of people talk about, like, you know, and I think that it's a very complex topic to mention. So I'm going to try to be gentle and, you know, very careful with my words here. But of course, when we talk about allegations that are made against people, of course, there's always that suspicion that, well, not suspicion, like, I stand with the victims. I believe what is told to me when people say things have been done to them. I'm going to try to start with believing a person. I'm never going to go off this, like, guilty until proven innocent. I'm going to listen to your story and, you know, try to support you in doing what you need to do, right? So I guess for me, my concern with this Twitter campaign, this Twitter thing that was made by this university is, not by this university, but by students unofficially of the university, was, while it was, yes, there are people who have experienced horrific things and I stand with them, but I feel like the problem with the unofficial platform like this is if people, you know, post pictures of people and say names, and my thing is, like I said, I'm going to try to believe the stories, but I do think the element of anonymity is something that sadly can allow for certain people to take advantage of situations like this and things like this. So what I mean by that is some people could potentially, keyword, potentially take advantage of the situation, and let's say they have an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend, or, you know, just somebody that, you know, they're on bad terms with, or just someone they've never liked. With pretty much the court of public opinion, they can, you know, say to somebody who they don't like or who they have, you know, bad blood with, they can tweet, okay, this person did this to me, because basically you tell your story, you share the pictures and whatnot, and then that goes up. Your name doesn't go up, you know, it's just what the account says. So the account will just say, this person said, an anonymous source said that this person did this and this person did that. And I feel like I said, I stand with the victims, and I believe people when they say that things have happened to them. But I guess the concern that I have as well is with great power comes great responsibility, and with platforms like these, that gives people a lot of power in other people's lives. Because my thing is, I feel like with certain allegations, and we can even get into this with situations like, you know, like the murder of Emmett Till, you know, the actual people behind the story of When They See Us, the men who were unfairly arrested, and there's a history of this stuff happening. So I guess my thing is that I have a concern with this Twitter activism, because like I said, with anonymity comes great power, and people can misuse that power. So I guess that's the concern I have. And that's where we're going to get into this tweet that I saw. So here we're going to see this tweet. Here we go. Someone was falsely accused of assault. His name was added to a register of assaulters on Twitter. He couldn't handle it, and he committed suicide. The accuser has deleted account. The curator of abuse account, a register locked account. I just hope the world is safer now for women now. Say her name, ? And it says, then this person says, we are living in a world where most societies are rightfully standing firmly against abuse, pouring out an overwhelming sympathy and support for victims, but a lot of women have noticed the change and tide in their favor and are actively weaponizing their support, sympathy. Let's see. And this is a long thread, but I just wanted to kind of unpack that and just kind of, like I said, the title of this video is something along the lines of the problem of Twitter activism. And I guess my concern here is I find that in these kind of anonymous registries and kind of call out accounts where we, you know, want to call out people for problematic behavior, the concern that I have with these accounts is there's a lack of professionals there. And I feel like I said, this anonymity, I feel like people can use this power and basically I wouldn't know if I would say that they could like ruin somebody's career, or, you know, just, you know, and just also ruin people's dating prospects. And I guess my thing is, like I said, this is a very nuanced conversation. So my thing is, if, like, obviously, if the person did something bad, then, and you want to call them out, and this is the platform that you feel comfortable doing, then go ahead. But I guess my thing is, like I said, with the anonymity, people can use this power to take down people they don't like. And that's something that I feel like is just doesn't set well with me. Because my thing is, I'll share another story. There's another story that actually occurred my freshman year at college. I almost forgot about this. But basically, there was a situation, like, we had a group chat. There was some Black students at my university where we all had to, the first years all had a group chat or whatever. And, a lot of people were very active on Twitter. And basically, there was this gentleman who, he was a Black first year, and he was very active on the social media, on the chat or whatnot. He had made a lot of friends, things of that sort or whatever. He's popular. People liked him. And there was this Black girl who, also a first year, who, was pretty well liked. She was also active on social media and things of that sort. But basically, there was a situation that occurred, and only the two of them have intimate knowledge of that situation and people who they may have shared that knowledge with. But there was a situation where basically she felt uncomfortable, and she felt like he was either too forward with his advances or he didn't take no for an answer. I can't speak for her because I am not her and I did not experience that. But pretty much what happened overnight on Twitter was, people were just angry. People were going off and saying, there's a whole abuser at this school, and in our community, in our Black community on this campus. People are at a dining hall and yelling and screaming and this, that, and the third. And my thing is, I just, like, if pretty much the story, the experience that she had, like, if there was anything that was wrongdoing done to her, then I stand with her, and I think that's wrong, but then he should be held accountable. But I think the concern that I had was very few people had intimate understanding of what this situation was, but several people were commenting on social media and tweeting about it, and saying, if I see this person, if I come up on him and I'm gonna do this and that. And I guess my thing is, like, pretty much like the gentleman, I think, like, as far as what I think, she later came forward and said, I guess, that there was there was a misunderstanding, and I guess, she tried to, calm people down and stuff. And like I said, I don't have intimate knowledge of what happened, only they do. But I guess my thing is I just feel like assault and abuse are, like, these things are very, very serious things, and I feel like we should handle them with care. And I feel like an anonymous Twitter account is not necessarily, in my opinion, the most appropriate platform, because, like I said, I feel like we have victims, but I feel like in a situation where somebody is assaulted or abused, they're the victim. But in a situation where somebody is falsely accused, they can become a victim as well. And that can do a lot of things where, like I said, and I mean, obviously, like, I guess it's like I said, it's a complicated situation, because I don't want to act like, okay, if somebody's accused of something and then now they can't go on dates, or like people don't want to date them. Like, I guess my thing is, if they were doing questionable things that led somebody to accuse them of doing something, then it's like, well, maybe they should have thought about doing that before they, like, I guess my thing is, like, but I guess people being, like, if somebody, like, I guess, like I said, the anonymity gives people power where they can make false accusations. And like I said, I will believe somebody. I'm going to try to believe somebody when they tell me something. But it's like, I guess, like, that anonymity gives people power to do things that they may not normally do. So it's just, for me, it's very difficult to try to believe the victim, but also not literally tar and feather somebody who's been accused of something. So I just feel like that experience at the university was something that I feel like really taught me a lot, going into school. Because, like, the gentleman, he was, at first very friendly and, really kind and stuff. And after that situation, I feel like he was a lot more reserved. And like I said, like, if he did what people were alleging, then, him being socially, it's like, that, like, that's not the end of the world. Like, but I think, like I said, it appeared like there was a misunderstanding, and there was a lot of people who were speaking on the situation without having intimate knowledge of the situation. So, like, I think, like I said, I think my thing is, the problem of Twitter activism, the title of this video, I feel, is certain situations need to be, I guess, I feel need to be handled very delicately. Like, with kitten gloves, we need to be very, very, very careful about how we say things and do things, because these things can be very traumatic to people. And, these things can have implications and stuff, because even, like, I don't think they tagged the person. I think they were subtweeting the person. But I guess my thing is, from what it appeared to me, it appeared, like I said, like there was a misunderstanding. And, like, imagine them tagging that person and, someone doing a background check and seeing this person had been accused of this their first year school. And it's like getting jobs, like, like I said, this is a very serious topic. And I don't necessarily think that social media is an appropriate platform. If you yourself feel comfortable sharing your story on social media, then you have the right and ability to do so. But I feel like I said, certain platforms, I feel like, are not going to have the professional support and, the information and resources. So I feel like my thing is, as they say, the road to hell, I think that's what they say, the road to hell, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. So I think that the highway to hell, whatever it is paved with good intentions, because I feel like a lot of times people who want to do good and want to support and want to stand with victims can sometimes not even think about, how this anonymity can kind of give people the power to do not so good things. So I just wanted to speak on that. I think that Twitter and, social media can be a tool that we use to spread light and spread awareness, but I think we just have to be careful with how we use this tool. Because, with great power comes great responsibility, and people can use that power whichever way they see fit. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know, anything you're feeling in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, and definitely make sure to hit a thumbs up, and leave a thumbs up emoji in the comment section if you are still here with me at the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you are having a good time, and why wouldn't you be having a good time, then feel free to look to your left. There's a playlist of all of my video essay podcasts for y'all to check out if you so desire. In the center is a button where y'all can subscribe if you just haven't had a chance to subscribe yet. It'll I'll forget too sometimes when I'm watching a video, if that's what you want. And definitely hit that bell so you're the first to know when I upload new content, if that's what you want to see. And to your right is a playlist of all of my covers. If you haven't listened to me sing before, you want to hear what I sound like, hear some old school jams, some new stuff, some old stuff, then definitely feel free to do that. And if you want to support me, if you want to support the show, then definitely feel free to go to my Cash App. It's linked down below, and give a donation to show your support. And if you do so, which would be greatly appreciated, then you'll be featured in the credits of all of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. Love y'all. Bye-bye.